On the 23rd of March 2024, a devastating event occurred that shook the world. The heart of the catastrophe was Crocus City Hall, a prominent music venue nestled near the bustling city of Moscow. With a reputation for hosting a myriad of events from concerts to conventions, this venue has always been a beacon of culture and entertainment in Russia. Over the years, the City Hall has witnessed countless moments of joy, celebration, and unity, becoming an integral part of the city's vibrant social fabric. However, on that fateful day, the usual rhythm of life was brutally disrupted. The echoes of laughter and melody were replaced by the sounds of gunfire and screams. This venue, known for its joy and entertainment, tragically turned into a scene of chaos and despair. On this fateful day, a concert was underway when the unexpected happened. The joyous atmosphere of Crocus City Hall in Moscow was brutally interrupted. Assailants, armed with automatic weapons and flammable liquid, unleashed an attack of unimaginable scale upon the unsuspecting crowd. The music that once filled the air was replaced with the terrifying sounds of gunfire and screams of panic. Chaos ensued as concertgoers scrambled for safety. Their night of entertainment turned into a desperate fight for survival. But the horror didn't end there. The assailants, in their relentless pursuit of terror, set off an explosion, adding to the pandemonium. The blast echoed through the hall, shaking its very foundations, transforming a place of joy into a scene of devastation. The concert hall, once a beacon of music and culture, was now a battleground, with innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. In a matter of minutes, the music venue turned into a horrifying scene of terror. The aftermath of this horrific event was devastating. The death toll from the attack on Moscow's Crocus City Hall rose to a staggering 133, with a further 115 people suffering injuries. The scale of the tragedy was immense, leaving a trail of grief across the nation and the world. In the wake of the attack, Russian authorities acted swiftly. 4 suspects were initially arrested, linked to the assault that had caused such chaos and loss. As the investigation progressed, this number grew. Ultimately, 11 individuals were detained in connection to the deadly attack. The Russian Federal Security Service, known as the FSB, was at the forefront of the investigation. The task was not only to bring those responsible to justice, but also to uncover any wider plots or connections that might prevent future attacks. As investigations continued, the depth of this tragedy became even more apparent. While the world was still reeling from the shock, a claim of responsibility emerged. The Islamic State, Khorasan Province, or ISIS-K, stepped forward. This group, with a history of violence and animosity towards Russia, suggested motives rooted in historical conflicts and grievances. In the aftermath of the attack, the geopolitical landscape shifted dramatically. Russian President Putin pointed a finger at Ukraine, alleging their support to the perpetrators. Ukraine rebuffed these claims, labeling them as provocations. The incident at the Crocus City Hall did more than just expose the raw nerve of extremist violence. It highlighted the intricate web of geopolitical tensions and the echoes of past conflicts that still haunt the present. The attack had brought the world to a standstill, and as the initial shock began to fade, the grim reality of the aftermath began to surface. The death toll had risen to 133, with over 100 injured. The authorities were working tirelessly, arresting suspects and investigating leads. As the world grappled with this news, responses began pouring in from around the globe. In the face of such a tragedy, the global community came together to condemn the attack. The United Nations Security Council and the Secretary General were among the first to voice their strong disapproval, emphasizing the dire need for accountability and justice. They urged the world to stand united against such acts of violence and terror. Meanwhile, Russian President Putin called for international cooperation to combat terrorism. In his words, "We must foster unity against this common enemy," a sentiment that resonated across borders. However, it's important to note that Putin accused Ukraine of aiding the perpetrators, a claim that was swiftly denied by the Ukrainian officials. They labeled these allegations as a provocation, rejecting any links to the gunmen involved in the assault on the concert hall. In closing, our deepest condolences go out to all those affected by this devastating event. Each life lost is a reminder of the urgent need for peace and unity. May the world come together in unity to fight against such acts of terror.